In 2001, one company's lies wiped out $74 billion in shareholder value and shattered the public's faith in corporate America. Out of the ashes came a law so strict executives could now go to jail just for signing off on bad numbers. This is how the Sarbanes-Oxley Act, or SOX, changed everything about how businesses handle your money. After the Enron and WorldCom scandals, confidence in the market was gone. Investors didn't know which companies they could trust. Even accounting firms, the supposed watchdogs, were exposed for helping corporations hide fraud. Congress had to act fast. In July 2002, the Sarbanes-Oxley Act was signed into law, creating one of the toughest corporate accountability standards in U.S. history. But what exactly does SOX do, and why does it still matter more than 20 years later? Let's break it down. The Sarbanes-Oxley Act wasn't just another piece of legislation, it was a corporate reality check. Section 302 forced CEOs and CFOs to personally certify their company's financial reports. If they lied, they could face prison time. Section 404 required companies to maintain internal controls, checks and balances that prevent fraud, and to have those systems independently audited every year. Then came the Public Company Accounting Oversight Board, or PCAOB, a brand new watchdog created to supervise auditors and ensure they weren't getting too cozy with their clients. The PCAOB inspects registered public accounting firms to assess compliance with the Sarbanes-Oxley Act, the rules of the board, the rules of the Securities and Exchange Commission, and professional standards in connection with the firm's performance of audits, issuance of audit reports, and related matters involving U.S. public companies, other issuers, and broker-dealers. For corporations, SOX meant huge compliance costs and mountains of new paperwork. But for investors, it meant something far more important: transparency. For the first time, executives couldn't simply look the other way. They had to know what was happening inside their companies or face the consequences. Let's talk about one of the most dramatic moments in corporate accountability history. In 2005, Richard Scrushy, the former CEO of HealthSouth, became the first executive tried under the Sarbanes-Oxley Act. He was accused of approving false financial statements that inflated profits by billions. Though he was acquitted, the trial sent a clear message: CEOs could no longer hide behind ignorance. Since then, dozens of executives have faced charges for SOX violations, and companies have poured billions into compliance systems designed to prevent the next Enron. Whether you're a Fortune 500 CEO or a small investor, SOX fundamentally reshaped how trust works in the financial world. In the years after SOX, corporate culture started to shift. Audit committees became independent, whistleblower protection strengthened, and new technologies, from automated auditing to blockchain, were developed to help companies stay compliant. Of course, the law isn't perfect. Critics argue SOX made it harder for small companies to go public, and some say compliance costs are too high. Others simply do not want to perform their due diligence. But the trade-off was clear: a safer, more transparent financial system. Over time, SOX became more than a law. It became a symbol of accountability in corporate America. So, what's the legacy of the Sarbanes-Oxley Act today? Every time you see a CEO testify before Congress, every time you read a company's annual report, every time you invest your money and expect honest numbers, you're seeing the shadow of SOX. Corporate scandals didn't end with Enron, but they did spark a new era where truth and transparency became non-negotiable. SOX didn't just change how corporations report their earnings, it changed how we think about trust and reminded everyone at the top that accountability is no longer optional. What do you think? Did the Sarbanes-Oxley Act go far enough? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to see how the next generation of finance might face its own scandals, check out my video, Can We Ever Trust AI with Our Money? In 2000